Happy Monday. Can you believe it's Monday? Hold on, my microphone is being the mostest. Hey, everybody. Hi. Husband, just a quick little FYI. Husband is not home. So I have to go get kiddo off the bus here in about 10 minutes ish. And I kind of have to watch for her. So he usually is home in time to get her off the bus, but today, not so much. Hey, QB, thank you, ma'am. Do all the YouTube things, you guys. I appreciate it as you come in the door. Hit the thumbs up, like and share, hashtag replay, join the membership, you guys. We have a lot of fun over here. Thank you, QB. And y'all say a prayer for our QB. She ain't feeling the best. She's not feeling the best. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Margaret. Miss King. Hey, guys. Hey. Morgana. Hey, ma'am. Oh, hey, Victoria. Nice to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are a fun bunch. Hey, Patricia. Hi, girls. Hi, girls. Are y'all ready for this? I'm ready for this. It's been a wonky day. I have waited and waited and waited all day for all the things. Thought we were going to get to see Ashley Benefield's hearing. That didn't happen. Thought we were going to start Carly Gregg's opening statements at 1:30. That didn't happen. Thought that we might get some more updates on Lisa Snyder's bench trial today. That didn't, well, I got a little bit. I'm thinking I might do a stream later tonight and do like a recap of all of the information because they're just their local news area is given some like live updates after court is over and stuff. So very small. But if you've been following the Lisa Snyder case at all, I am so invested in that case. So justice for Connor and Brinley. Amen and amen. Hey, Susan. Hi. Okay, so I'm getting a little bit of feedback, but I think it's from Trial TV Live. They've got, I don't know, it hasn't started yet, but I think I read in their chat earlier that it was some feedback from the stream or their feed or whatever, so I'm not positive, but hopefully that gets resolved soon. If you're not familiar with this case of Carly Gregg, she was 14 years old at the time. She shot and killed her mother. And then she happens to, okay, it's the feed, not them. That's what I thought. I thought I read that in their chat. By the way, side note, thank you, Trial TV Live, for allowing us to use your feed. I love that. Thank you so much. And you guys, be sure to check them out if you haven't already. I'm sure a lot of you are already subscribed to them, but they're awesome sauce. They're great. She looks so much younger in that picture. She was 14 when it happened, and she's now 15. But after she shoots and kills her mother, she calls her best friend, or a friend, I don't know if it's her best friend, and invites her over. She comes over there, shows her friend the mother's dead body, and then I think uses her mom's cell phone to lure the stepdad home. And when he gets home, she shoots at him. Oh, we have a feed. And I don't know if she hit the stepdad, but he did not die. So, and apparently this was all having to do with Carly got upset because her mom had been in her bedroom and took some things out of there. I don't know what. But This is, yeah, you guys make sure to go click that link tree link that QB put in the chat. She did hit him. Okay. I couldn't remember if she shot at him or if she did hit him, and but he survived, obviously. I have so many mixed feelings on this. Mm. This is in Mississippi, so you guys would get some incredible accent. Yeah, I love a good accent. You know that. Hopefully they get started soon so I can turn my camera off and run and get kiddo off the bus. Ugh. I don't want you to have to wait on me because you guys have waited all day. I have waited all day. Hey, Spins. Are you on there playing games? Oh. This judge don't play, says Morgana. So I've been watching off and on some different hearings. And I think one of the recent ones was to move her back to a juvenile facility, and I think he knocked that down. Correct me if I'm wrong, Morgana. No, Miss King, I don't think she is. If she is, I don't know that. I mean, she could very well be, but I hadn't heard that she was, but maybe she is. It's a good question. I just hadn't heard that. Looks like they're trying to get their camera situated. And I hope that they figure out that staticky audio because I can't deal with that. And they need to remove the green line across the screen. Hmm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Bum 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 bum. Opening statements. Morgana says, I haven't heard that, Miss King. I thought it was her mom and stepdad. Yeah. I don't know. But you'll notice in a lot of the, like, what they've dressed her in for these different hearings and stuff, it looks very much like a schoolgirl or church schoolgirl outfit. Like very schoolgirl religious ish. Now, whether they're, you know, that kind of family or not, or anyway, I don't know. But it just very schoolgirl look to me. I think so too, Miss King. Yeah. Miss King says, I just can't imagine that there was no signs of mental illness before the mom and before she shoots mom and then dad. Um, yeah, she skipped, I think they said like fourth grade altogether. She won like got like voted student of the year or something. Okay, I'm gonna go head out and watch for kiddo. I'll be back. Talk amongst yourselves until I get back.
close attention. I may ask you if you not to discuss yourselves any with anyone else on any subject connected with the trial until you're discharged as jurors. You are not to the proceedings. Conduct any You are not to view the place where the offense was. You are not to form or express any opinion on this case until you are not required to report to the court any communication or attempt to communicate with you on the case or any subject connected with the trial. However, we will
CARLY Madison Gregg. CARLY Gregg has been charged with murdering her mother, Ashley Smylie, and attempting to murder her stepfather, Heath Smylie. She's also been charged with tampering with physical evidence for removing a camera and hiding it.
Or conduct any independent You've been seated and properly sworn as the jury to hear this case. The court will now give you what I call a preliminary instruction, and I ask that you pay close attention. As the trial proceeds, I may ask you if you have followed these admonitions. You are not to discuss among yourselves any subject connected with the trial until the case has been submitted to you for deliberation. You are not to converse with anyone else on any subject connected with the trial until you're discharged as jurors in this case. You are not to permit yourselves to be exposed to outside comments or news accounts of the proceedings until you are discharged as jurors in this case. You are not to conduct any independent research about this case, the legal issues, and or the parties involved. You are not to view the place where the offense was allegedly committed. You are not to form or express any opinion on this case until it has been submitted to you for deliberation. You are not permitted to mix and mingle with the attorneys, parties, witnesses, and spectators, and you are to avoid all contacts with those persons. You are required to report to the court any communication or attempt to communicate with you on the case or any subject connected with the trial. You may not take notes during the course of the trial. There are several reasons for this. It's difficult to take notes and at the same time pay attention to what a witness is saying. Further, in a group the size of yours, certain persons will take better notes than others will, and there's a risk that jurors who do not take good notes will depend on jurors who do. The jury system depends upon all jurors paying close attention and arriving at a decision. The court believes that the jury system works better when jurors do not take notes. You will notice that we do have an official court reporter making a record of the trial. However, we will not have typewritten transcripts of this record available for your use in reaching a decision in this case. During the trial, the court may be called upon to make rulings on objections or motions made by the attorneys. You should not infer from any ruling the court makes that the court has an opinion on the merits of the case favoring one side or the other. If the court sustains an objection to to a question and not allows it to be answered, you should disregard any response by the witness prior to the court's ruling, and you should not speculate on what the complete answer might have been or draw any inference from the question itself. It may be necessary for me to confer with the attorneys outside of your presence. It is impossible to predict when those circumstances might arise, but I will resolve the issues before me as quickly as possible. After this instruction, the attorneys will have an opportunity to make opening statements in which they will be able to explain the facts and issues as they see them. After all of the evidence has been presented, they will have the opportunity to address you again and make their closing or final arguments. These statements and arguments are not evidence or instructions on the law. Nevertheless, they are intended to help you understand the evidence and the applicable law, and you should give them close attention. Opening by the state.
Yes, ma'am. This is a case about CARLY Madison Gregg. CARLY Gregg has been charged with murdering her mother, Ashley Smylie, and attempting to murder her stepfather, Heath Smylie. She's also been charged with tampering with physical evidence for removing a camera and hiding it that captured a portion of the events. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll hear testimony throughout the next few days during this case. You'll hear about some secret life that CARLY lived. You'll hear that CARLY had a secret boyfriend. You'll hear that CARLY had a secret iPod, that she had secret social media accounts that she was using to communicate with people on this iPod when her parents had taken her phone away. You'll hear that she was secretly cutting on her thigh using a knife. You'll hear that she secretly had burner phones her mom and stepdad didn't know about that she was using. You'll hear that she had secret weed vape pens and that she was secretly smoking those vape pens and getting high before going to school at times. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not why we're here, though. We're here because of what she did on March the 19th, 2024. We expect that you'll hear that CARLY is the daughter of Ashley Smylie, the stepdaughter of Heath Smylie, that Heath and Ashley were married sometime in 2020. You'll hear that CARLY's biological father had not been in her life for about a year or more, that he was a known drug user, had violent and angry tendencies. You'll hear that back in January, CARLY got in trouble with her parents when they found this iPod, that they got onto her for using these secret accounts and for communicating with people. You'll hear that around the same time that she had this boyfriend they found out about and that they asked her to break up with him and that later.
Okay, you guys, I'm back from the bus pickup. Husband just got home literally as she was getting off the bus. And look what he brought home. It's the pumpkin delights. I do not need these. I can't believe he bought them. So, anyway, is the audio better now or not? Sound, please. Hi, Yaj, Y-A-J. Hi and welcome. So, you guys just let me know, because I've not been able to hear for the last few minutes, if the sound is better or not. I hope it is. Okay, better. All right, let's go. Thank you.
They found out she was still seeing this boy. You'll hear at some point that CARLY got in trouble at school. She was cheating. She'd found the answers to a test and gave them to the other students. You'll hear that all of this was happening about the same time that they found out CARLY was cutting on her legs. You'll hear that as a concerned parent, what they did was they got CARLY in therapy. She was being treated for anxiety and stress. You'll hear that she continued smoking those vape pens even after in therapy. So now I want to take you to the real reason we're here and what you'll hear. We're here because on March the 19th, 2024, CARLY rode to school with her mother that day. Ashley was a school teacher at Northwest Rankin, taught geometry. CARLY was in the 10th grade. You'll hear that morning, she got in a little altercation with one of her friends, cussed him out. But what you'll hear, ladies and gentlemen, from the testimony of this friend is that he was so worried about CARLY's use of smoking marijuana, and so worried about her being high, and so worried about her having these burner phones that her mom didn't know about, that he felt compelled to tell Miss Ashley Smylie that day. Ladies and gentlemen, after the incident with CARLY that morning, you'll hear that he gets in touch with another friend, and he's like, hey, you got to keep her distracted so I can go tell Miss Smylie what's going on. Ladies and gentlemen, this friend cared about CARLY. He was like, I gotta intervene. I gotta tell her. I'm afraid of what's happening. You'll hear from him that he did in fact tell Miss Smylie. That after 4th block that day, he goes and he tells Miss Smylie, hey, CARLY has got these vapes. She's got this phone. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll hear then that CARLY Gregg rides in the car home with her mother from school to their house. They leave school sometime after 3:30. They get home a little before 4. You'll hear that when they get inside the house, it's only their 2 dogs, Ashley Smylie and CARLY Gregg. Immediately, CARLY goes and lets the dogs out. You'll hear testimony that Ashley then goes into CARLY's room. You'll hear that while Ashley is in her room, that CARLY's still outside. At some point, Ashley finds what law enforcement believe to be the 4 boxes that contain vape pens. Testimony will be that we believe she carried them from CARLY's room to her bedroom, went back to search in CARLY's room. The evidence will show that almost immediately upon CARLY coming inside the house, that she walks straight to her parents' bedroom, that she goes straight to her mom's side of the bed and removes a .357 Magnum from under the mattress. We believe the testimony will be that then she concealed that .357 Magnum behind her back. As she walked through the kitchen, she peeks her head around. We believe the testimony will show that she peeks her head around the kitchen to make sure that her mom hasn't come out of her bedroom. We believe the evidence will then show that she walked with that .357 Magnum behind her back, walked into her own bedroom, and then fired 3 shots into her mother, killing her. We believe the testimony will then be at that very moment after she shot and killed her mother, she then hides that gun back out of the camera, walks back into that kitchen, sits down on a stool with a gun behind her, picks up her mother's cell phone, puts her mom's passcode into the phone. We believe the testimony will be that then she texts her stepdad and said something to the effect of, "When will you be home, honey?" Testimony will be that then she waited for him to respond. "I'll be a little bit longer." She sends him a thumbs up. Ladies and gentlemen, we believe the testimony will then be that after she puts the phone back down and walks out of sight with the camera, that between the next 45 minutes or so, that the defendant reaches out to or attempts to reach out to about 5 or 6 of her friends. Some were FaceTime, some were text messages. We believe the evidence will show that during this time, she was asking them all for help, trying to get them to come over to her house. She wouldn't tell them why. We believe that one of them's going to say he even offered to call 911, and she told him no. The evidence will also be that one of these friends did in fact come over to help CARLY that day. She didn't know why, but she knew that her friend needed help, and she went to that home. We believe the evidence will show that when that friend arrived at CARLY's house, that CARLY walked to the front door, asked her, "Are you squeamish around dead bodies?" We believe the evidence will show that then she took that friend and showed her dead mother laying on the floor. We believe the evidence will show that after that, she says, I put 3 in my mom and I got 3 more waiting for my stepdad when he gets home. We believe the evidence will show that then she tells this friend, hey, why don't you go wait outside in the backyard? My stepdad's about to be home. This friend will testify that she does go in the backyard and she hears gunshots. And the next thing she sees is CARLY coming out of the back door. We believe the testimony will be that she fell down, coming out of the back door, gets up and tells her to run. And these 2 individuals, this friend and CARLY, jump over the fence and run separate directions. You'll hear testimony that there was a 911 call. You'll hear a frantic Heath Smylie telling the dispatcher, oh my God, she's killed her mother. She hit me in the neck, it grazed me. She tried to kill me too. She's run off. You'll hear from law enforcement when they arrived on the scene that CARLY Gregg had fled the scene. You'll hear from law enforcement that when they arrived on the scene, Ashley Smylie was very much dead in the floor in CARLY's bedroom, and that they found that Heath Smylie had been shot and hit in the shoulder, through and through. You will hear from law enforcement that sometime after the day of the event, they learned that there was cameras involved, that this home had surveillance video. You'll learn that one of those videos was turned over by the living victim, Heath Smylie, and it shows CARLY Gregg and her friend jumping over the fence. And then you'll learn that there was another camera in the house on March the 19th, 2024. That camera was in the kitchen, and that's the camera that CARLY was hiding the gun out of sight of. And you'll hear that that camera was not in the kitchen when law enforcement got there, and it was not in the kitchen where it should have been when Heath Smylie got there. It wasn't until sometime later that that camera was discovered. Ladies and gentlemen, you will hear that Ashley Smylie's cause of death, gunshot wounds to the head. Ashley Smylie's manner of death, homicide. You will hear that Heath Smylie says, CARLY Gregg is the one that shot at me. And on his 911 call, he said that she tried to kill him. You'll hear him say that he did not move that camera, the only other person living in the home. Ladies and gentlemen, you also hear from forensic scientists from the Mississippi Forensics Laboratory. You'll hear that both of CARLY Gregg's hands tested positive for gunshot residue, both the right and the left. You'll hear that the .357 Magnum that was used to kill her mother and shoot her stepfather, they took swabs. They took a swab of the trigger and they took a swab of the hammer. And you will hear that the DNA profile that matches those swabs belongs to CARLY Gregg. Ladies and gentlemen, you will also hear that there were 2 projectiles removed from CARLY Gregg's mother, Ashley Smylie. One in her brain, one in her neck. And that those projectiles were tested with ballistics, and that those projectiles matched the .357 Magnum that Heath Smylie took out of CARLY Gregg's hand that day on March the 19th, 2024. And ladies and gentlemen, at the end of this trial, after you've heard the evidence, the state will stand before you and we will ask that you find CARLY Gregg guilty of murder, attempted murder, and tampering with physical evidence. Thank you, Your Honor.
Does the defense wish to make its opening now, or do you wish to defer?
The defense will go ahead, Your Honor.
Opening statement by the defense.
Good afternoon. I know it's been a long morning for you all, so I will try to do this as briefly as possible. This is not a whodunit case. We know who took action on March 19th to bring about the death of Ashley Smylie and the injuries to Heath Smylie. However, this is a why case. Why did it happen? Why did this exceptional child with no history of violence, who was loved by her friends, her teachers, her parents, who had a good home life, who loved her mother. Why did she shoot her mom? Why did she shoot at her stepfather? The state would like you to believe the answer to those questions don't matter, but we know better than that. The answers to those questions is why we're here today, and it's what you're here to do. We believe the evidence will show that there were 3 victims on March 19th: Ashley Smylie, Heath Smylie, and CARLY Smylie, and CARLY Gregg, that they were all 3 victims. We believe the evidence will show that CARLY had been suffering from a mental illness, that CARLY was not aware on March 19th that she had a mental illness. We believe the evidence will show that CARLY's parents, who lived with her, were not aware that CARLY was suffering from a mental illness. We believe the evidence will show that CARLY's close friends, who saw her at school every day, were not aware that CARLY was suffering from a mental illness, because it's hard to look at a person and understand that they have a mental illness. It's hard to look at a person and know that they have a mental illness. That's why it's often referred to as the invisible disease. A person can exhibit symptoms of a mental illness without people necessarily knowing that they have one, or other people necessarily knowing that's what another person has. While the events on March 19th were tragic, the events on March 19th were not intentional. The evidence will show, and the testimony will show, that CARLY Gregg loved her mother, that CARLY Gregg and her mother had a loving, close relationship. CARLY Gregg's mom loved her. In fact, her life revolved around CARLY, as parents' lives often do revolve around their children. CARLY very much wanted to
LaShondra.
please her mother.
She's 15 now,
CARLY
but
was
was
an
14 when it
exceptional
happened.
student. Made a 30 on the ACT when she was 13 years old. She was the apple of her mother and her stepfather's eye. And you will understand by the conclusion of this hearing why CARLY's stepfather is still supporting her and standing behind her. Because he knows on March 19th, there were 3 victims: Ashley, Heath, and CARLY. The state will ask you to take your good judgment, to take your common sense, and to put it in a bucket, to put the lid on the bucket, and to toss the bucket out of this courtroom. We implore you not to do that, to retain your common sense, to retain your good judgment, and to make sure that you are listening to the evidence as it's presented, because it doesn't matter how many witnesses the state puts on, their story is filled with inconsistencies because they're not telling the whole story. The evidence will not show that CARLY was ever deemed dangerous by anyone. The evidence will not show that CARLY ever had any desire to hurt her mother. The evidence will not show that CARLY ever had any desire to hurt any person. The evidence will not show
Hey, Donnie.
that CARLY
Hey, Gail.
invited people over to her house to view her mom's body. What it will show is that on March 19th, a hysterical CARLY called her closest friends, begging them for help, begging them to help her. The evidence will show that CARLY did not recognize Heath Smylie when he got home that day. You'll hear that from him himself. The evidence will show that CARLY was so terrified when Heath Smylie got home on March 19th that even after Carly left the house, Heath walked around the house with the handgun in his hand, looking for an intruder because he was convinced by Carly, by how she appeared, by how she acted, by what she did that day, by the child he had known for years that he was seeing on that day, that she was terrified, something horrible had happened, and that there must have been someone else in that house to cause that kind of terror in Carly. What the evidence will not show is that Carly had a drug problem. What the evidence will not show is that Carly and her mother had any argument on March 19th. What the evidence will not show is that Carly had any desire to hurt her stepfather. What the evidence will not show is that Ashley Smylie was angry when she left school that day, or that Ashley Smylie was upset with Carly when she left school that day, or that after they got home on March 19th, Ashley and Carly engaged in an argument. The evidence will not show that Ashley Smylie found anything in Carly's bedroom that would have caused an argument. The evidence will not show that Carly intended to hurt anyone. The evidence will not show that Carly has not grieved her mother's loss. The evidence will not show that law enforcement did their due diligence in investigating this matter. The evidence will not show that Carly was abusing or misusing prescription medication. The evidence will not show that Carly had a secret life, but rather was just a teenager who had a life that her parents didn't know everything about. That's called having a teenager and being a parent. The evidence will not show that Carly had ever tried to harm another person, had ever had a desire to hurt another person. The evidence will not show that Carly is a monster, that Carly was a difficult child, a troubled child, or a deranged child. The evidence will not show that Carly Gregg does not deserve you to return a verdict of not guilty. Now, the evidence will show that Carly had a family history of mental illness. In fact, it was well documented. The evidence will show that Carly was concerned that something was wrong with her. She wrote journal entries about it. The evidence will show that Carly was afraid she had the same mental illness that her father had. The evidence will show that Carly's mother had worried for years about Carly having the same mental illness that her father had. The evidence will show that Carly was very emotionally tied into her mother's emotions, and that Carly never wanted her mother to worry about her. The evidence will show that Carly was scared of how her mother would react to the knowledge that if Carly had the same mental illness that her father had. That doesn't sound like a child that doesn't love her mom. And that doesn't sound like a child who has any intention of hurting her mother. The state would like you to believe that it's normal for a child to go home from school one day with their mother, who they love, and shoot her, but nothing's wrong. It was just marijuana, or because she was on social media and her mom didn't want her on social media. But again, we ask you to retain your common sense and to retain your good judgment, because we know that just doesn't make sense. And at the end of this trial, if the state's case still leaves you feeling like their version of events just doesn't make sense, then you must return a verdict of not guilty.
State may call its first witness.
State calls Kevin Collins, Your Honor. Your Honor, members of the witness approaching, we'll start opening to this.
So, okay, those were two totally different scenarios, right? I mean, it's always that way, but man. I'm eager to hear this evidence. I'm eager to hear this evidence. Did they say who the first witness was going to be? Whoever it is making her cry. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do.
I wonder if this is the stepdad.
Adjust yourself up to the microphone.
Yes.
Do you understand that you're now under oath and your answers to be sworn answers under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, Lashendra, I'm not sure about that. Don't really have enough information yet, but I'm assuming that they're going to have some sort of a mental, like a psychologist or psychiatrist or someone in the mental health field come in as an expert witness at some point. But I'm wondering who this guy is. Who is this guy? Is this the stepdad?
May I proceed, Your Honor?
Yes.
All right. Good afternoon, sir. Would you please introduce yourself to the jury?
My name's Kevin Collins.
And Mr. Collins, where do you work?
I work Rankin County Sheriff's Department dispatch.
All right. And you say dispatch. Explain to us just a little bit about what dispatch is and what you do as part of your job responsibilities.
Basically, we take all the incoming calls from the county and the community, even some from the cities for emergency situations, and we dispatch proper personnel, whether it be medical, fire, law enforcement.
And how long have you worked for Rankin County Sheriff's Office in that role?
I started in Sheriff's Department February 7th, 2022.
Okay. And before February of 2022, did you have any experience working in that role in any other for any other departments or agencies?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Can you tell the ladies and gentlemen about that?
I started with Hinds County Sheriff's Department in June of 2007. I worked 2 years at the city of Flowood, and then I worked Yazoo County E911, a couple of years at Mendenhall Police Department, and then the last 6 years before I came to Rankin County, I was a supervisor at the city of Florence.
And you talked about some of your job duties and responsibilities. As part of your responsibilities and duties, do you dispatch fire services?
Yes, we do fire services.
Do you dispatch police,
Yes,
EMTs?
that is done through Pafford.
Okay. Who contacts Pafford in the event that EMTs are needed?
We transfer the caller. In the perfect situation, we transfer the caller to Pafford so they can ask the proper questions.
Okay. And I understand that over the years, maybe some of the training requirements have changed, but whenever you became a dispatcher, what were the training requirements in order to become a dispatcher?
Within the first year, you had to go through a 40-hour basic certification class plus a 8-hour ride along with each department that you dispatch, whether it be fire, law enforcement, medical. Every continuous year, you have to do 48 hours in 6 different subjects for every 3 years to recertify.
So did you do those initial requirements back whenever you started?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Did you ride along with those different agencies that you dispatched?
Yes, I did.
All right. And have you kept up your continuing education hours throughout the years?
Yes, sir, I have.
And who are you certified through? Who keeps up with that?
Board of Standards and Training through the state of Mississippi.
Okay. And you said you've worked at Rankin County since February of 2022. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you guys work in shifts, or how does your schedule work?
We do. My shift is 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And we do a 3-2 split, which is like 1 week we'll work Monday, Tuesday, and then the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then the next week we will work Wednesday and Thursday. And it just alternates the following weeks.
Okay. How many dispatchers work at a time for Rankin County?
There's 4 of us at a time on duty.
And how do you guys handle calls that come in to, say, 911?
If it's an emergency situation, then, we've got this thing where we'll snap our fingers and somebody else will pick up on the call. That way one of us can get all the information we can while the other one's dispatching it out. So
is it possible that more than one person can be listening to the call at the same time?
Yes.
Okay. And I want to take you back to March 19th of this year, March 19th, 2024. Were you employed as a dispatcher with Rankin County at that time?
Yes, I was.
And that was as a dispatcher?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Were you working that day?
Yes, I was.
Do you recall receiving a call from an individual by the name of Mr. Heath Smylie that day?
Yes, I do.
And what was the reason for Mr. Smylie calling 911?
He called because he had been shot. At first, he said he had grazed the neck. Once during the middle of the call, he then stated that his wife was also shot dead on the floor. And I continued to talk to him until deputies arrived on scene.
And do you recall the address that Mr. Smylie was calling from?
Yes, it was 214 Ashton's Way.
Okay. Is that address located in Rankin County?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Mr. Collins, how would you describe Mr. Smylie's demeanor whenever you first picked up the phone that day?
He was very distraught. At first, I thought I was speaking with a female. It wasn't until I found out his name that I knew it was a male. And then I just continued to get further information from him, what I could. He couldn't even, when I asked him the address the first time, he couldn't even tell me the address. I went off of the 911, which gave us, I believe, 215 Ashton Way. And then later on during the call, I verified with him what his address was.
Okay. And you mentioned that Mr. Smylie stated that he was grazed and that his wife was dead. Did he tell you anything else?
He also advised that his stepdaughter had shot him and that he had taken the gun from her and she ran out the back door wearing, I believe, a gray shirt and jeans and went over the back fence. I got a description from him that we could pass along to our officers, and that's about most of it, except he did also advise that she had been going through some things and was on medication trying to deal with some stuff.
Okay. When someone calls 911, are those calls recorded?
Yes, they are.
And do you know whether or not those calls are kept in the normal course of business by the Rankin County Sheriff's Office?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Do you know whether your call with Mr. Smylie on March 19th, 2024 was recorded?
Yes, it was.
And do you know whether or not that call was kept in the normal course and scope of business by the Rankin County Sheriff's Office?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you listened to that call before?
Yes, I have.
May I approach, Your Honor? Mr. Collins, I handed you an item. Do you recognize that?
Yes, sir. It's a disc of the recording
And how do you know that's what that is?
because I initialed and dated it.
Okay. Have you watched or listened to that call before?
Yes, I have.
And you said there are some initials on there. Are those your initials?
Yes, sir, they are.
Whenever you listened to that call, did it appear to be altered or edited in any way?
No, it did not.
Okay. Your Honor, at this point, we would move this disc in as State's Exhibit 1.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Be admitted S1, all purposes.
May I retrieve the disc, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Collins, you mentioned that you listened to this. Is this a complete call recording of the call with Mr. Smylie that day?
Yes, it is from beginning to end.
Okay. Your Honor, may I publish this for the jury, please?
Yes, sir.
What's the location of your emergency? What daughter tried to shoot me? Your daughter tried to shoot you? Yeah. Shooting at me. Where is she at? She ran away. How old is she? 14. 14? Okay, ma'am, stay on the phone with me. Ma'am, stay on the phone with me. Just calm down. What's your name? My name is Heath Smylie. Okay, calm down for me. Give me your name again. Heath Smylie. Heath Smylie? Yes, sir. All right, Miss Sarah, what's your phone number you calling me from? Did she hit you? Yeah, I got hit in the neck a little bit. Okay, so she grazed your neck? Yes, sir. All right, and what's her name? CARLY Gregg. CARLY Gregg? Does she still have a gun on her? I took it from her. She ran. You took it from her and she ran? Yes, sir. She was screaming something at me I couldn't understand. I locked the door. She's outside. I don't know what's going on. Which way did she run off to? She ran into the backyard and went over a fence. ran into the backyard and went over your fence? What is she, what is she wearing?
T-shirt, gray shirt and jeans.
Gray shirt and jeans? About how tall is she?
5'2".
About 5'2"? What color hair?
Brownish, short hair.
5'2" with
Back door, she opened fire on me and was just screaming.
Okay, just calm down for me. We got everybody headed. She what?
She killed her mom.
She killed her mom?
Yeah, that's what I'm screaming about.
Where's the mom?
When I do this, she doesn't kill me.
Where's the mom at? Sir. 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 Okay, your address is 215, correct?
214.
214. His address is 214. Okay, sir. Where's your wife?
She's dead on the floor of my stepdaughter's room.
She's on the floor in your stepdaughter's room? What's your wife's name?
Ashley Smylie.
Ashley Smylie? Was there any problem with you, sir? Sir, I need you to speak with me, okay? Can you go outside the house and speak to me?
Okay.
Okay. Now, was there any problems going on with your, is it your stepdaughter or?
She's my stepdaughter and her mom. I don't know what's going on. The stepdaughter's been in therapy for a little while, trying to work out some problems and home and not distracted.
Okay, and you say your wife has been shot? Okay, sir, I'm gonna let you speak with them, okay? Okay. Speak with them, okay?
No further questions, Your Honor. The defense wish to use the projector for cross-examination.
The defense has no cross-examination.
All right, you may step down, sir. Are you going to use that with your next witness?
Yes, sir.
Before we go to the next witness, any jurors need a restroom break?
Jesus,
All right,
Jesus.
State may call its next witness.
State calls Deputy Hunter Lewis, Your Honor.
That was tough. And y'all, I know I asked that question earlier, but I feel like her emotions are real. I don't know if this is the first time she's heard this. I would imagine it probably is. Then again, I don't know. Good Lord. I was not expecting that.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Have a seat. Adjust yourself up to the microphone. Do you understand that you're now under oath and your answers will be sworn answers of the penalty of perjury?
Yes, I do.
All right, you may proceed.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Would you please introduce yourself to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
Hunter Lewis,
All right, Hunter, and where do you work?
Rankin County Sheriff's Office.
All right, and what role do you work at the sheriff's office?
Patrol.
All right, and as a patrol deputy at Rankin County, what
Hey,
do you
Billy.
do on a
That
daily
was
basis?
heavy. Very.
I answer 911 calls and assist the public when they call for assistance.
Okay. How long have you been in law enforcement?
9 years.
Okay. Have you worked anywhere other than Rankin County, or have you been at Rankin County all 9 years?
Yes, I've worked other places.
Okay. Where else have you worked?
I worked at Hines County, Flowwood.
And where did you start? Did you start at Hines County?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of training did you go through in order to become a certified police officer?
Went to Mississippi Law Enforcement Officer Training Academy.
Okay. And approximately how long is that training?
12 weeks.
As a patrol deputy now at Rankin County, do you complete any kind of ongoing training or continuing education?
I do.
And tell us just a little bit about what kind of training you go through.
We have to do
Just a little bit about what kind of training you go through.
annual training yearly throughout the year.
Okay. And what kind of topics does that annual training? Okay. And what kind of topics does that annual training cover?
Hi,
Just different
Emma.
aspects of the job.
Okay.
She's 15 now, but
Is
she
it
was
related to
14 when it
patrol, or is it
happened.
investigations? Tell us just a little bit about it.
Patrol.
Okay. Now, I want to take you back to March of this year, specifically March 19th, 2024. Were you employed as a patrol deputy at Rankin County on March 19th, 2024?
Yes, sir, I was.
All right. Do you recall receiving a call for service at 214 Ashton Way?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. Is that in a subdivision, or where is that?
It is.
What subdivision is that?
It's in Farmington Station.
Okay. Is that in Rankin County?
Yes, sir, it is.
All right. Did you respond to 214 Ashton Way?
Yes, sir, I do.
Whenever you arrived at 214 Ashton Way on March 19th, 2024, were there any other law enforcement personnel there whenever you arrived?
No, sir.
So were you the first one there?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Whenever you arrived on scene that day on March 19th at 214 Ashton Way, just tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what you observed whenever you got there.
When I arrived, the door was locked, but I could hear somebody screaming and highly upset on the inside of the house.
Okay. Did you later find out who was inside the house?
Yes, sir, I did.
Who was that?
That's Heath Smylie.
At any point, did Mr. Smylie come outside, or tell us what happened next?
Yes, I knocked on the door several times, announced who I was, and then he opened the door.
Can you describe Mr. Smiley's demeanor that you personally observed?
He was hysterical, highly upset, crying.
Okay. Whenever he came out, tell us what happened next.
He fell to the ground on the porch just outside the front door once, and then I asked him where his wife was. He said that she was inside on the floor.
What what information, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Deputy Lewis, what information, if any, had you been provided by dispatch?
Just advised that been 2 people shot inside the residence.
Okay, so you stated that Mr. Smylie came outside, then and you spoke to him briefly. Then what happened next?
After I spoke to him, I went inside to check on the other party, and she was deceased inside the bedroom.
Okay, and then once did you do anything to Miss Smylie whenever you encountered her inside?
I did. I initially checked for a pulse, and I couldn't feel the pulse, so I lifted the towel to see what kind of see what had happened, and that's when I noticed she had been shot in the face.
Okay, you mentioned a towel. Tell us, we haven't heard that before, so tell us what are you talking about? You lifted the towel.
Whenever I entered into the bedroom, she was laying flat on her back with her arms crossed with a towel over her face.
How were her arms crossed, if you recall?
Across the top of her chest.
Okay. And did you later confirm the identity of the female inside?
I did.
And who was that?
Ashley Smylie.
Okay. After checking Miss Smiley's pulse, what did you do then?
Then went back outside. I radio dispatched and asked them to have medical come on in, and went back outside to where Mr. Smylie was.
Okay. Whenever you got back outside, were there any other law enforcement officers there at that time?
There was one close.
Okay. And who was that?
Deputy Dustin Smith.
Okay. And once you returned back outside and encountered Mr. Smylie again on the front porch, what happened after that?
He told me who had shot him and what she was, and gave me a description of what she was wearing.
And who did he tell you shot him?
His stepdaughter.
And what type of, did he identify her name?
CARLY Gregg.
Okay. And what did he tell you she was wearing?
She was wearing, I can't recall exactly what he has told me.
And then after that, what did you do next with that information?
Radioed to the units that was responding.
Okay. Did Mr. Smylie ever say anything about a gun or anything like that?
He did.
Okay. Tell us about that.
He advised that the gun that was used was laying on the counter and there was one live round in the cylinder.
Did he say what type of gun it was?
357.
Okay. And then what did you do after that, if anything?
I let the other officers know that about the weapon, and then had the crime scene taped off.
Okay. And so how long did you stay out there that day?
Until the coroner's office took possession of Miss Smylie.
Okay. And after, at some point, did investigators get there? What happened with that?
When they arrived on the scene, they started taking photographs and processing the scene.
Okay. Now, Deputy Lewis, as a patrol deputy with Rankin County, do you wear a body worn camera?
Yes, sir, I do.
And tell us, when do you activate your camera?
Anytime dealing with the public.
Okay. On March 19th, 2024, whenever you responded to 214 Ashton Way, were you wearing body worn camera that day?
Yes, sir, I was.
And did your body worn camera, in fact, did it record what happened whenever you arrived there on the scene?
Yes, sir, it did.
Do you know whether that body worn camera footage is kept by the Rankin County Sheriff's Office?
Yes, sir, it is.
Since March 19th, 2024, have you reviewed that footage?
Yes, sir, I have.
Okay. May I approach, John?
Just a quick heads up. Because we're a couple minutes behind. And so there's body cam footage, and we're going to have to go through what we heard on the phone again, but with body cam footage. So just so you know, if this is too much, if it's too heavy, if it's just not something you can deal with, get up and walk away, go outside, breathe in the beautiful air. Unless you're, in part of the country where you're getting all the rain, then go out and get rained on. I don't know. Lighten it up a little bit before it gets a little hairy here in a second. Brr.
Deputy Lewis, I handed you an object. Do you recognize that?
Yes, sir, I do.
And what is that?
It's a copy of my body cam footage
How do you know that's what that is?
because I initialed it after I watched it.
Okay, so you watched that and initialed it.
Yes, sir, I did.
All right. That the footage that you watched on there, is that a true and accurate depiction of what your body cam recorded on March 19th, 2024 at 214 Ashton Way?
Yes, sir, it is.
Had that video been edited or altered in any way?
No, sir.
Your Honor, at this time, we would move this in as State's Exhibit 2.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Be admitted without objection, S2.
Okay, hold on just a second. I'm going to switch streams real quick. Hold on, let me... hold on a minute. Let me run over here to Long Crime real quick. Hold on just a second. You guys. Hold on just a minute. Okay. Let me share this tab real quick. Open it up. Move it over here. We're going to play it from here. It seems to be a little bit clearer. Sorry, I need to back it up some.
Okay. And so how long did you stay out there that day?
Until took possession of Miss Smylie.
Okay. And after, at some point, did investigators get there? What happened with that?
When they arrived on the scene, they started taking photographs and processing the scene.
Okay. Now, Deputy Lewis, as a patrol deputy with Rankin County, do you wear a body-worn camera?
Yes, sir, I do.
And tell us, when do you activate your camera?
Anytime dealing with the public.
Okay. On March 19th, 2024, whenever you responded to 214 Ashton Way, were you wearing body-worn camera that day?
Hey, Kel.
Yes, sir, I was.
Hey, Kel.
And did your body-worn camera, in fact, record what happened whenever you arrived there on the scene?
Yes, sir, it did.
Do you know whether that body-worn camera footage is kept by the Rankin County Sheriff's Office?
Yes, sir, it is.
Just a heads up for anybody that may be popping in here. Kel, I don't know how long you've been in here, or anybody that's popped in the last couple minutes. We've heard the 911 call. It was very emotional. We're getting ready to see this officer's body-worn camera footage, and it is also very emotional. So, trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. Trigger warning.
Since March 19th, 2024, have you reviewed that footage?
Yes, sir, I have.
Okay. May I approach, Your Honor? Deputy Lewis, I handed you an object, do you recognize that?
Yes, sir, I do.
And what is that?
It's a copy of my body cam footage
How do you know that's what that is?
because I initialed it after I watched it.
Okay, so you watched that and initialed it.
Yes, sir, I did.
All right. That the footage that you watched on there, is that a true and accurate depiction of what your body cam recorded on March 19th, 2024 at 214 Ashton Way?
Yes, sir, it is.
Had that video been edited or altered in any way?
No, sir.
All right. Your Honor, at this time we would move this in as State's Exhibit 2.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Be admitted without objection, ST.
And Your Honor, I would ask for permission to post this to the jury.
All right.
Yeah, go back inside. Sheriff's office! Sheriff's office! Hey, come outside for a minute. Hey, come here. Hey, where's your wife at, bud? Where's your wife at?
She's dead on the floor in that room.
She's where? Sheriff's office! Hello? I need medical here. I need you to go. Hey, where's your son wearing? Hey, can you tell me what your son's wearing? Hey, I need you to talk to me. What is your son wearing?
He was in jeans and a grayish t-shirt. She's got short brownish hair.
So, jeans, a gray t-shirt, short brown hair.
She ran into the backyard. I tried to follow her. She jumped the fence and ran. She shot me in the neck. It's okay.
Does she still have the gun?
It's on the kitchen counter. I think there's one live round left in it. I opened the cylinder. I went in the back door. She tried to shoot me.
Hey, I need some gloves. Hey, he's saying that she ran towards Magnolia Place. Are you sure? He's grazed, but he's 10-2. It went through his shirt.
You got me right there.
Magnolia Place, that gate is subdivision.
She went over the side back towards my vehicle. She might have looked around this way.
Might look back, going back towards the pond right there. Hold on just a second, look. Hey, she does not have the firearm. The firearm is here at the house. Hey, he's been
She's laying on the floor with a towel. That's all that went to something. Take that tape right there and just go to those trees, from my car to those trees. Actually, go from the mailbox. It's a 357. C7? Does she have any kind of, what's her name, bud?
Carly Gregg.
Carly Gregg? How old is she?
14. She'll be 15 next month. And it doesn't work. She's got me when I close the door.
She jumped the fence, he said. She didn't go out the back door. Is he the only one? No, we got one. She's okay. The back door is locked. She did not go out the back door. 10-4, that's what he's claiming. Gray shirt, blue jeans, short brown hair. Hey, y'all do be advised, there's several firearms in the house. But the one that he's saying was used is laying on the table, but that doesn't mean she's not on it.
We don't know if she's gone. My ears.
to me, okay? I need to get some information from you. What is her name again?
Carly, C-A-R-L-Y.
C-A-R-L-Y?
Carly Madison Gregg, G-R-E-G-G.
G-R-E-G-G?
She's my stepdaughter.
All right.
This is Starkville, and we're having all kind of problems with him. He's
Okay.
drugs and
All right. What is your name, sir?
Heath Smylie.
Heath Smylie? Okay.
She's in the back for that. All right. Hey.
What's your wife's number? Name?
Have you called her? Have you called her? Call her. I'm looking for her.
Hey, how old is Ashley? How's your wife?
40.
40? Ashley Smylie, 40 years of age, white female. Also, I got a 27 for the other victims. 801-151-492. 801-151-492. Suspect is going to be CARLY, C-A-R-L-Y, Madison Gregg. CARLY Madison Gregg, G-R-E-G-G.
What I was going to say is if you need to get anything with him, do it. And,
We will have somebody come to the hospital, I'm sure. So,
yeah, so I'm just,
that's all I do. This is wife, this is his wife. That's her in the picture. That's his wife. When you kept asking me to call his wife, I was trying to.
okay, all right.
Go ahead and do what you got to do. Hey, so he's got a, no, I mean, I'm getting information good. It's a through and 30 through the shoulder. That's all right now. This is him. She's 7. Ashley Smylie, she's 40 years old. And then the one we're looking for is CARLY Madison Gregg. She's 14. They've been having issues with her. And the dad. So, this is a stepdaughter. But if it's hey, we need on him, I said we'll probably send somebody up there with him.
Yeah. What do you say, Baptist? Baptist? Yeah, I'm saying. You got to pick for your number. It'll be your number. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're fine. That's why I was trying to just like. So you're gonna want to see. What? All the little girls know that. There's several dudes in the house. I need a crumb on single.
Yeah, we'll take care of it. Okay. Y'all take a picture of that so y'all have it for y'all's information?
I'm just gonna get all his information from him. I don't need that.
Okay, all right. I got Reverend gonna start this for me. Okay.
What's his name?
Burnell. Tyler Burnell.
Okay. I thought I recognized him. He's ex-Pearl.
Yeah, Pearl and Flowwood, all of them. They've been everywhere. That be better?
Works for me. It's gonna be, we'll use it up pretty quick.
I get it from Burnell. Yeah, hey, turn around. Hey, y'all turn around real quick. You trying to take a picture. You don't. Said they've been having issues. I couldn't really get nothing out of it. I didn't really get much from him because he's so, you know, all he told me is she took, huh? Yeah, all he kept telling me was she ran out the back door, but the back door is deadbolt.
You got blood. Yeah, what's the easiest way?
He probably didn't kind of in the heat of things to try to keep from coming back.
Did he say the wife's name was Ashley?
Ashley? Yeah. Who needs it?
Ashley Smylie.
Ashley Smylie.
Where's mom?
I was she in the back bedroom.
Tyler got that good hair on. Yeah.
Hey Tyler, the gun that's used is right there on the counter. In the kitchen. No.
Nobody?
No.
They're still alive?
Yeah.
My dust hit, huh?
Dad saw who she's in here.
Also, no, it was a juvenile on the other side waiting for her.
What?
Oh, that's what it was.
Yes, got his ass picked up?
Yeah, I got it.
Sweet. Figure out where the fuck she's going. Now this is kind of hey, there's a bunch of gun cases and stuff laying right there. That closet's slim full of guns. So we know she may still have access to them. She's in there, Doug.
I'm not going to leave anything to follow through this. I mean, I couldn't get nothing in the front door. He was explaining something to me about the mother, the father, because he's stepdad too. Okay. Yeah. Tell him me and Dustin's already cleared the house. Me and Dustin's already cleared the house. Me and Dustin cleared the house?
I'm talking every closet, under the beds, everything. You know how juvenile law will hide the damn spot.
But Dad, he said she ran out the back door.
I know. But Dad might. Yeah. You never know. Look, I want to go through the house and I want to very politely. So I want to look under beds. I want to look in closets, behind clothes. Let's make sure she's not in this house before we exhaust a whole lot out of it. You know how juvenile are.
Did y'all? Me and Dustin walked through and cleared the house, but
did you look under beds?
We didn't go that far. We looked in closets and stuff like that.
Hey, come in here.
I quickly cleared it, but I didn't.
Yeah, let's head on.
Clear. Hey. That's mom. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, mom and dad both got it.
Mom and dad both what?
Got hit.
Okay. And dad's
got her through and through on the shoulder. He's already in the ambulance.
So is it the 14-year-old?
Yeah, the 14-year-old.
Where is that?
I found that out on the way you guys.
Yeah. He said it's 40 years old. Did y'all not hear Gregg?
Yeah, I heard Gregg.
No, it's 14. I'll go out and ride. Who phones up?
You guys said he was trying to meet with her?
Yeah. Well, she texted.
No. Very much the other guy. Who was that? The one I was just talking to? Maxie. Okay. Yeah. That's it for me on. What do you want, Nessie? She's 14, so she's not gonna have anything. But there's some screens. There's some screens in here. You see, this thing right here is doing some pictures. Short now. They got her. Oh. Deputy Lewis, I heard a call out there. They said that they got her. It was 17:35. Is that 5:35 p.m.?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. And what did you know about whether or not custody at that time?
I'm sorry, say that again?
What did they mean whenever they said that they took her into custody at 17:35?
They took her into custody at 5:35.
And do you know who that was that they were talking about?
Yes, sir. It was one of our interdiction units.
Okay. And who did they take into custody?
CARLY Gregg.
Okay. And I think the video goes on a little bit longer, but I think your testimony was earlier that you stayed out there until the coroner showed up. Is that correct?
That is.
And what type of things were you doing until the coroner showed up?
Just help processing the scene and
Okay. Court's indulgence. Two more brief questions, Deputy Lewis. I heard you use two, I guess in the police world, what they call 10 codes on there. And I think you said one was 10-2 and one was 10-7. Can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what that means?
10-2 means okay and 10-7 means deceased.
Okay. And who were you referring to as 10-2 in the video?
Heath Smylie.
And who was 10-7?
The mother, Ashley Smylie.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Do you intend to use the video?
No, Your Honor.
All right, if you, Mr. Livingston, if you would, he's not going to use that. Would you move that out of the way, please?
Yes, sir.
You don't have to unplug it necessarily.
Yeah, you have this.
Okay. Okay.
Just real quick.
Court, one moment, Mr. Kent. Cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Hunter, you were the first person on the scene, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you guys, I think I'm gonna switch feeds again because we keep just playing musical streams, right? Let me see. This one is about 11 minutes behind. Let me move this one back. Okay, I'm going to try this. Back over at Trial TV Live. Let's see if we have any better luck here. Okay.
Was earlier that you stayed out there until the coroner showed up. Is that correct?
That is.
And what type of things were you doing until the coroner showed up?
Just help processing the scene and
Okay. Court's indulgence. Two more brief questions, Deputy Lewis. I heard you use two, I guess in the police world, what they call 10 codes on there. And I think you said one was 10-2 and one was 10-7. Can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what that means?
10-2 means okay and 10-7 means deceased.
Okay. And who were you referring to as 10-2 in the video?
Heath Smylie.
And who was 10-7?
The mother, Ashley Smylie.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Do you intend to use the video?
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
All right, if you, Mr. Livingston, if you would, he's not going to use that. Would you move that out of the way, please?
Yes, sir.
You don't have to unplug it necessarily.
Yeah, you have this.
Okay.
You do.
Okay.
Just real quick.
Court. One moment, Mr. King.
This has been tough. This has been a hard one.
Cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Hunter, you were the first person on the scene. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, that is.
And I
Yeah,
guess
you
you
were.
had to knock on the door a few times in order to get Heath to come to the door. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And I think when you answer, or I guess when he comes to the door, you see him and he's talking on a cell phone, correct?
Yes, sir, that is.
And at that time, he's actually talking to the 911 dispatcher, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then did you have him go out? I wasn't 100% sure when I was looking at the video. Did you have him come out, or did he come out and sit down?
I asked him to come out.
Okay. And so when he comes out, you notice he's been injured at that point. Or did you, I think you asked him if he was injured, or you were able to ascertain
Yes, sir.
that he was injured, right?
Yes, sir.
And then you had him sit down. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you did that because you're looking out for his safety. And if somebody's been injured, you don't want them walking around and possibly fainting and doing things like that. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So you were having him or sit down, try to calm down. Because at this point, you're trying to get some information from him about what happened, correct?
Yes, sir.
And I noticed you ask him what happened. He's telling you that I guess somebody had shot him. Is that correct?
Said that again, sir.
You were asking what happened, and he said somebody had shot him. Is that correct?
I don't recall that, sir.
Okay. He didn't tell you somebody had shot him? Didn't you ask him what happened, and he said that his stepdaughter had shot him?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I think it took you a couple times because you had asked, what does your son look like? And it took you a couple that you had to think to realize that it's actually a stepdaughter, not a stepson. Would that be correct?
Yes, sir.
And this is all on video, correct? I mean, we just saw the video. This is all on video.
Yes, sir.
That's what we would call a body cam, right?
Correct.
Okay. And you have certain policy and procedures with the body cam, correct?
Yes, sir.
And I think you had said when you first got up on the stand, you were asked about why you wear a body cam or what it is. And you said any time that you have interaction with the public.
Yes, sir.
And it's for your safety. And it's also for the safety of the, I guess, the public, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you have certain policies that say, as long as you're out there, you can't turn that body cam off, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that's a Rankin County Sheriff's Department policy, right?
Yes, sir.
And that's I guess if you're wearing a body cam, you are, I guess, and you're with the Sheriff's Department, everybody follows the same procedures.
Yes, sir.
May I beg the court's indulgence? No further questions.
Redirect.
Deputy Lewis, Mr. Camp was just asking about body cams. Do you know whether investigators, in your personal knowledge, do you know whether the investigators with the Rankin County Sheriff's Office wear body cams?
I don't know that, sir.
Okay. And the gentleman who showed up out there with the white shirt on, who was that?
Investigator Burnett.
Okay. Of course it does.
Nothing further, Your Honor. May this witness stand be excused by the state,
Yes.
by the defense.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, can stand down. I'll approach real quick. I'm gonna have the bailiff show you back, take a restroom break real quick, just so y'all know, we do our best not to go past 5:30, okay? While you're back there, you'll need to go on ahead and start talking among yourselves about a very important topic, lunch tomorrow, okay? You have two options. And do not sleep on the first option, okay? The jail is serving pork chops tomorrow, okay? And I don't mind telling you, I'm gonna eat a pork chop tomorrow, okay? If you don't want the pork chop, we have a very limited menu available from Nukes. Okay. I'm going to hand these to the bailiff when he takes you back there. Go on ahead and use the restroom, but we need to make a decision tonight about lunch tomorrow. Just for your knowledge, we're going to work through. Okay. The lawyers are on their own for food, but the court will feed y'all. Okay. So y'all going to have to start having that discussion among yourselves about tomorrow. Use this time for a restroom break. Everyone remain seated while the jury exits.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for sticking with us here at WLBT Plus for the coverage of Carly Gregg and her murder trial. Right now, the jury is exiting the courtroom. They're taking a quick break.
Okay, so apparently this is when Trial TV Live switches back to a different stream. The stream today is rough. I know. I want a pork chop now. I want a pork chop. I mean, I saw somebody in Law and Crime Network's chat when they were showing the body cam footage, and this person said something like, why is everybody so obese? But he was talking about the cops, and I felt like I wasn't going to type in that chat because that chat is toxic. But the further south you go, I'm sorry to tell you, the better the food. Just saying. Y'all know I ain't lying. Some pork chops. Pork chops. Pork chops. Yum, yum, yum. We never buy pork chops, but I love pork chops. We hardly ever buy them. But now I think I'm going to have to add them to my list this week. You tried to like them, you just can't. Okay, I'm going to speed through because we're behind about 10-ish minutes, I think. Scooch, 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 scooch. Right. Oh, wait, here this is audio video cut for testimony of a minor. So I bet this is her friend is on the stand. What do you want to bet? So this is the friend. I guarantee you. I don't know that it is, but I'm going to bet that this is the friend that she called over. Morgana says, look at my supper, Jenny. Mama fixed it. What'd she fix? Did she make pork chops? Oh, that's beef stew. Vegetable soup. Yum, yum, yum. Can I show it, Morgana? That looks delicious. Did she make cornbread to go with it? The further south, right? The further south. That's when you get into that, like, comfort food. I don't mean the spice. Like, I'm not into the spice. I'm talking about, like, fried everything, right? This is a picture that Morgana sent of some beef stew or some homemade vegetable soup that her mama made. Yum, yum, yum. It looks really good. Now we are having buttered crackers and Colby cheese slices. Okay. That works too. Now I want some vegetable soup. I'm just hungry. All right, so this miner's testimony could probably last for quite some time. I don't know. Looks like it's still going. So we're live, but the audio and video is cut. Miss King says she's not a pork chop person either. Yummy. I don't know what we're having for dinner tonight. What did we have last night? Oh, we had chicken and scalloped potatoes and Brussels sprouts. That's what we had for dinner. Yeah. Jolie, however, she ended up eating leftover biscuits and gravy. Yeah, because she's not a fan of... She's not a fan of the, like, fried chicken. She does like Brussels sprouts, though. Mashed potatoes, too. She wasn't too big of a fan of the scalloped potatoes. It looks really good. Margaret says, y'all California's pretending to actually have a fall day. Windy, cold, leaves blowing everywhere. Wow. This morning while we were waiting on the school bus, we were standing at the end of the driveway, and me and her we stood there for a couple minutes waiting. And we were like playing a step on the leaves game, like just trying to pass time while we were waiting on the bus. And she thought that was super fun. Scalloped potatoes are yummy. The school bus. On the school bus. I am having leftovers from last night's shepherd's pie without tomatoes, of course. Yeah. I like shepherd's pie too. It's been years since we've had that, though. Years and years and years. Oh my goodness. I bet this is going to be the last portion that they have, is this young girl, if that's who it is, actually. And then they're going to come back and end for the day, because he said they would be ending at 5:30, and it's 5:43, so. It is 5, 4, 3. 5, 4, 3. I need to look and see what other updates. Ouch. I have while Cracker Barrel does? I didn't know that. I did not know that. Okay. I'm gonna go look. I have to look up something. I have to look up something real quick on my phone to see if I'm going. I need to do a little investigating real quick to see if I'm going to be doing a second stream tonight. I plan to, but I want to double check, make sure that I've got some content to share for the said stream. So I'm going to, this is live, still waiting on the audio video to come back on. I'm going to put on a little background music for your entertainment while we're waiting on the feed to come back. Yeah, and I'll be right back. I have to look at my phone for a quick second, and I got to play something else in the background so you don't hear it. But anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, you guys. It looks like they're still talking to the minor witness. So we will wait. We will wait. We will wait. We will wait. I was looking for updates on the Lisa Snyder trial that started today. There's no cameras in the courtroom, apparently. So I have to go by what the local news outlets are saying and what different articles and tweets and things like that to sort of put together how the day went today. So Oh, Sherry says the shepherd's pie at Cracker Barrel is new. Saw it on Instagram. Haven't tried it yet. Wow. That sounds good. Like I said, it's been years. Yeah. Since I've had that. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. Hopefully, they're being gentle with this minor child friend. Right? Mm. So I did not realize it, but this trial is on Central Time. So that means it's 5:01 p.m. for them, even when it's 6:01 for me. So they still should be there for a little bit then. That's interesting. Did not realize that they were on Central Time. Did not realize that. I saw that Trial TV Live has 5:01 p.m. Central Time listed right here on the top of their, right here in the bottom right-hand corner. But I didn't know if that meant what time it was for them or for the trial. Patricia says, I can't imagine how tough that is for this girl. Mm, 3:01 for Margaret. Mm-hmm. I get the sun last. I can hear her say that. Right, Miss King. Yeah, they may be very well close to being done for the day. He said 5:30. So that would give them about 30 more minutes unless they don't have another witness for today. I don't know. Patricia said, I wish they would have the audio muted and just point the camera at Carly. I respect the privacy of this minor, but I wonder about Carly's reaction. Yeah. That might have been why she was crying earlier, because whenever they opened the door, she may have seen her standing out, sitting out in the hall. And that could have been why she got emotional. I don't think she got emotional by seeing the guy that did the 911 call, because to be honest, she probably didn't even know what that guy looked like, you know? Sherry said, are they questioning the kid that talked to her mom? I'd say they're questioning the girl that she invited over there. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. It just says testimony of a minor. No clue. Mm-mm-mm-mm. No clue. La 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 la. Hmm. Mm. It's been a long day. Even though I've only been on here for 2.5 hours, I've been up since 5:30. And I kept waiting and waiting and waiting for all of these different things to start happening for Ashley Benefield for this. So I just kind of made thumbnails for everything because I didn't know what was going to be what, or when. Did you all notice, though, one thing that CARLY did that was kind of... and I'm not saying it was like a fake reaction. I don't know that I believe that. But when she was watching the body cam footage, she kept, like, covering her face and, like jerking away. Like, she didn't want to... And I think it was visuals of her mom or something, She didn't... I think I typed in the chat something like, she acts like she's watching a scary movie or something. Hey, P. Lola. Hi, ma'am. How are you today? I'm trying to get my Mississippi on. Because, this trial's in Mississippi. M-I, crooked letter, I, crooked letter, I, humpback, I. Very tough, P. Lola. You're not lying. Oh, my God, that 911 call and the body cam. Whew. That was tough. And that I say poor CARLY. I feel bad saying poor CARLY, but then again, I kind of don't because I feel for the girl. At this point, I'm like Switzerland. I don't know. I don't know how I feel. What she did was wrong, 100%, right? Was it a mental breakdown? Not that that matters. She still killed her mother. Or was it she intended to? I don't know. It's just tough. Tough.
This case, you're not to do any independent research. And
You're sending
please
them home.
don't go home and get on social media, okay? With those three admonitions, I'm going to turn y'all over to the bailiff, but I do need y'all to make a decision as to lunch tomorrow because I have to order tonight, okay? If you're vegan or you have some special issue, you can pack lunch. These are the options that I have, okay? So just before y'all leave tonight, please make that decision. If you want to bring something, we'll provide you a refrigerator. We'll provide way that we can. I'm going to ask y'all to be back in the jury room at 8:45 tomorrow, ready to go at 8:45. Everyone remain seated while the jury exits. Mr. Bailiff, take charge of the jury.
They're hardcore on the food issues, aren't they?
All right, I'm going to ask with the jury to be back at 8:45 tomorrow. I'm going to ask the attorneys for both sides to be here at 8:30, ready to go. All right, along with your witnesses. We're moving along at a pretty fair clip, so if the defense has any witnesses, they may want to have them ready after lunch tomorrow. All right? Anything further from the state?
No, sir.
Anything further from the defense?
Governor, I apologize. I do have one other thing, just to make sure that the witnesses, the people that have been in the courtroom know that they're not allowed to discuss the testimony with potential other witnesses.
Yeah, there should be no discussion about testimony with witnesses from either side. All right, anything further from the state?
No, sir.
From the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, we'll stand in recess till 8:30 tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
Did they say that the defense should have their witnesses prepared for after lunch? So does that mean the state plans to rest tomorrow? Is that what I'm hearing? This is going to be much quicker than I thought. Oh, yeah, Morgana, they're on Central Time. Ooh, pork chops and applesauce. They said a week. Well, he just said they were moving at a fairly quick rate or whatever. And said for the defense to have any witnesses prepared for tomorrow after lunch. I don't know. Hold on, I got a cough. Further south you go, the more butter. Butter. Miss King says, I don't know either, but she used her mom's phone to text her dad to find out when he was coming home. That's lying in wait and thought out to me. I know. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll be back then at 8:30. Well, 8:30 Central, 9:30, 9:45 Eastern. I'll go ahead and hold on. Itchy cough. Hold on. Okay. So I'll plan to go live then sometime between Eastern Time 9:45 to 10 in the morning. Because if he doesn't want the jury there till 8:40 or 8:45 Central, which is 9:45 Eastern, I'm just going to say 9:45 Eastern Time so I don't get messed up. But so if they're going to be there at 9:45 Eastern, you know, they may be discussing things in the morning. I don't know. He said for them to be there at 8:30. I'll plan on being live Eastern Time, 9:30 to 10 o'clock in the morning, somewhere around in there. Because I don't want to have to schedule it for 30 minutes ahead of time, at 9:30, and then nothing be going on for 30 minutes. So, P. Lola says, I think she needs a mental hospital. Will she get mental health help in prison? That's a good question. I think it really depends on what prison you're in, sadly. And with her being the age that she is, I would think that she would. So, I don't know. Yeah, Billy, that would be about 7 a.m. for you. That's early. Aw, happy early birthday, Cherie. Okay, P. Lola. No earbud at work tomorrow, so I'll try to catch it if there's closed captioning. We'll see if they have it. You never know, right? Yeah, happy early birthday. All right, you guys, I'm going to scooch on out of here for this. I'm going to do a little bit more digging to see if I can find the information I'm looking for the Lisa Snyder case, okay? If I find enough to like make an actual stream and share with you guys for that trial today, then I'll do that. Because they don't have cameras in the courtroom for the Lisa Snyder case, which is in Pennsylvania. So I'm just going to kind of see what like news clip updates I can find. If there are, I've only found one so far. So we'll see. Just make sure you have your notifications on. And if you see a notification pop up for me in a little bit that says something about Lisa Snyder, that's what I'll be talking about. So if not, then I'll see you back in the morning. I did read an updated tweet that said the bench trial for Lisa Snyder will be continuing tomorrow. So, yeah, I don't know how long that's going to take. It might be over real quick. Then again, it might last for a few days too. I just wish that I could watch it. All right. I love you guys. Make sure that you hit the thumbs up. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me today, tonight, this evening, this afternoon. Yeah, I appreciate it. You guys are awesome sauce. You guys are like pork chops and applesauce. Right, P. Lola? Pork chops and applesauce. You know, I've never had pork chops with applesauce. That's never been a thing in my family. I mean, I would try it, but I don't know what the fuss is about it. I'll have people coming at me sideways over that comment. I just don't understand the combo. I would think the two very weird different textures would be very, I don't know, it kind of gives me chills, like, chills, but then again, what do I know? I might be missing out on a really good thing. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Do hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. If you're new and you want to continue to hang out over here, just make sure to click that little notification bell. You know, just the ting-a-ling-a-ling. And I'll either see you back tonight with a Lisa Snyder update or I won't. And I'll see you in the morning. Okay? Love you guys. Bye.